Greetings and salutations, game fans. Firecracker37 here. Welcome back to SkyExchange, an EMC-based Skyblock mod pack that can be found on the Curse launcher. Between episodes, I went ahead and I used our sifter here to put a little bit of sand or dust through it and get some resources. I also made the next tier of mesh, which is the iron mesh. It just lasts a little longer. That's about it. No big deal there. And I also got some glowstone dust. Glowstone is going to help us make the next item that we want to work on from this mod pack. We want to start getting some of this EMC stuff generating automatically. Let's teach our guy how to make glowstone here. We have these things called energy collectors, and I'll show you how they work as soon as we make one, but we're going to need a block of diamond, a furnace, 6 glowstone, and a piece of glass. Let's see, do we have glass in there? Yes. And need 5 more of these. As you see, I also learned blaze powder. I found that sifting. Gunpowder, found that sifting. And I think those are the only new things that I got while sifting. And have I taught him furnaces yet? Yes. So here we go. This should make us everything that we're going to need. Oh, that's right. Can't shift click into this crafting table. Alright, so we're going to want some cobblestone in my hotbar just to have. And 5 pieces of glowstone. And let's do a whole stack of charcoal. So these energy collectors are pretty neat. What they do is they just sit here, and I'll explain why it's on glowstone in just a minute. And when you put something in, it slowly makes EMC. And as you see, it took this charcoal, put some sunlight into it, and turned it into redstone, which is a pretty nice little upgrade. And it'll just keep running through this until it finishes it all up. And then it'll move that redstone in, as indicated by that arrow there, and it'll start upgrading it again. Now these guys, they like to have sunlight to work. So if we... and they will use glowstone as sunlight. So we're just going to surround him up there by 5 pieces of glowstone, so there's still a front to it, and he might be moving just a little faster. Yeah, it certainly appears so, just a little bit faster. So there we go, that's awesome. That's some free items for us that we don't have to sift for. We still have 52,000 EMC left to spend. Oh, that reminds me, this is an important part of generating this EMC. Is we're going to want to make a bunch of these guys and upgrade them. So let's teach our table how to make those so that we don't have to craft it anymore. We can just yoink one out. And we'll stick all those guys back in there, and we're just going to let them do their thing. It can intake any fuel type. So charcoal, coal, redstone's considered a fuel. I believe gunpowder is considered a fuel. And then there's a bunch of other fuels that are added directly by Project E. Okay, so we're going to let that guy run. We want to get some cobblestone going automatically as well, and that's going to take a transfer node from extra utilities. The transfer nodes, they require something called grid power. It's just an energy system unique to extra utilities 2 here. We're going to use water wheels to make this. Water wheels require 2 things: a resonating redstone crystal, which can be made from 4 redstone and 1 ender shard, An ender shard's just an ender pearl with a glass cutter. Glass cutters like that. Let's go ahead and make ourselves one. So we're going to need one ender pearl. I believe 3 iron, right? Let's cut it right there. Yep, 3 iron, 1 stick. And then also 4 redstone. There's our glass cutter, our ender shards, and then 4 redstone, and this gives us 1 resonating redstone crystal. And these ender shards here, I really like their icon. It counts down. They have a stack size of 8, and each time you take one, a little piece of it disappears. It's pretty neat. We'll teach our table how to make those things up so we've got them. And we're going to need stone burnt, which is made in this item called a resonator, which is right here. It's going to require 1 of those resonating crystals, a block of coal, some redstone, and some iron. So 1 of those, 2 of those. You know, I should have taught it how to make the block of diamond that I had to use to craft that other guy there. And then we needed some iron, right? 5 pieces of iron. Make our block of coal here, and we will teach the table this guy. Pop him up there, a couple redstone, some resonating redstone crystal, and this gives us our very first resonator. And we're very quickly going to run into a different problem. We'll just put him right here, why not? The resonator requires grid power to run itself, and we don't have any grid power. So we're going to have to make the very first tier of grid power generation, which is a solar panel. Takes polished stone, resonating redstone crystal, and lapis lazuli. And it does have an EMC value, which is awesome. So we're going to need some stone. I think 4. I can't ever remember these things. Yeah, so 4 stone bricks turns into 4 of those things. And then 1 of these guys. And 3 lapis lazuli. Gets us our 3 solar panels. 3 isn't going to be enough, though. Nope, we're going to need at least 8 of them. Let's see how many we can get. 49. Well, that's more than we're going to need. Yeah, so we'll grab 9 solar panels, and we'll burn the rest up for EMC. It's one of my favorite things about EMC stuff is you can keep your inventory fairly clean. Like, I don't need oak saplings. We'll just burn them up, get some EMC out of them. I don't need the bucket. You know, we'll hang on to these stone tools, but we're eventually going to have better tools. So we'll just drop those guys down like that. And then to make this stone burnt stuff, we're going to take those polished stones like we used to make those things, and we're going to put it through that resonator. So let's just grab a stack of them. throw it in there since it's nice and easy. This guy has room for speed upgrades, which will make him run even faster, but it'll make him take more grid power. So we don't want to do that yet. Yep, and they're not very expensive to make. And we will be making tons of them. So in order to get our first water wheel done, we need 6. Everything, oh, that's a windmill. There we go. Now we don't have to worry about it. Alright, so we're going to need 6 stone burn to make our first one. And we're also going to need this thing called a redstone gear, which is just a plank surrounded by some redstone torches. So we'll take a quick nap here. And we will... Yeah, wrong thing. Redstone. Oops. Stick. Teach our table how to make redstone torches. Get ourselves 4 redstone torches. And there we've got a redstone gear, which we can in turn teach to this thing here. There we go. So now we've got enough for 8 of those, but we can make at least our first one here. Alright, so here we've got a water mill. And we're also going to want a bucket of water. So just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to put him here. And if you look down there, it shows how many grid power we have total in our whole grid network, which it's tied to the player. And there's ways to share it on multiplayer servers, but since we're single player, I'm not even going to worry about it. As you can see, we've got 9 total grid power that we can use, and this water mill is not currently making or using any grid power. However, if we take a bucket of water and stick it here, let's hope it doesn't push me off. I didn't even think about that. We'll just stick up here. You can see it's generating 11 power right now. And that would be 4. It bases how much grid power it generates off of water flowing next to it. And as you know, water flows 8 blocks in Minecraft. So if it's the water block directly adjacent to the source block, it'll generate 4. And then anyone past that, it generates lower. And it can do it on all 4 of these sides here. So you can get a total of 16 GP per water mill if you make them correctly. Our goal is going to be to make them correctly. So we can get a couple more of them here. Now we've got 3. I'm going to go ahead and let this guy cook up. I'm going to build some more platform here, start on our actual base, and once I have more water mills and a place to put them, we'll come back and I'll show you how we're setting them up. So before our big base reveal, I thought I would come check in on how our energy collector was doing. And if you remember, we put in 64 pieces of charcoal, which has a pretty low EMC value. Right now we have 23,000 EMC worth of dust, and another 1,000 worth of this stuff called alchemical coal, which is a fuel source that comes from Project E. It's similar to coal, but it burns longer. We're going to take this first one and teach it to our table. And we'll just keep letting this stuff upgrade until we need the EMC. Then we'll pull it out. But as I said, I was going to build us a place to start off with, and I think I did just that. I've made 4 huge quadrants here, and then a big old spot in the middle. It looks really plain in stone right now because I'm not sure how we're going to decorate yet. That'll kind of come as we fill in the space. This middle part here I think is going to be kind of our command center, if you will. We'll put our item storage in here. Machines that we're going to interact with on a regular basis, things like that. One of these quadrants we're going to use to make our grid power. So in preparation of doing that, I've went ahead and made up a whole bunch of water mills. So we can just pop those guys down. We've got half a stack of them. That's pretty good. I'm going to keep some stone in my inventory, and the rest of this can go back in there. As you see, I've used up all that EMC. I have some iron tools now. I actually, I got caught out there while I was building the base. It got dark. I didn't have torches down yet, and I got killed by an Enderman. But when the sun came up, there was all sorts of stuff in there. We have a few salvaged parts, which I don't know what mod those are from. But we're going to figure it out eventually. We found some arrows, some bones, some rotten flesh, and a zombie heart from Reliquary. And these guys here can also go in the table. And we're going to use this bucket of water, so go ahead and teach our table all of this different stuff and get the EMC off of it. And let's get some more buckets. Just all the buckets we can have. We can sell them back when we're done. And I think we're going to put the grid power generation in this quadrant over here. I don't know if I remembered to mention it or not, but this is actually going to be our basement when all is said and done. So if we start in the middle and we put water there, we're going to want these guys here. So right now we're generating 9 GP. We've put down 8 of our water mills, and with 1 bucket of water, we're now up to 57 GP. So that's pretty awesome. Just 1 bucket of water to start. So the hard part comes in figuring out the best way to place these to get the most for your money here. So if we just do this again, we're now generating 105. We go 201 grid power so far. I think we can get one more setup here. There we go, 240 grid power, and we haven't hardly even started yet. So we'll eventually fill this all up, and if we need more, we'll add another layer or, you know, something. So the first act of moving to our new base type thing, put those guys up there and grab our bed and move it into the new spot here. I think this makes a cozy little bedroom. Let's see what else we might want to move. I want to move our resonator. And we're just going to pick up these solar panels. We don't really need them anymore. We'll just use the wind power, or the water power from now on. So there's some more EMC for us. And more. Instead of putting those in there, what do we have for chests? Do we have iron chests? Wow, there is no iron chests in this mod pack. That is crazy. So there's the alchemical chest. Let's just see what we need to make this stuff here. Okay, that's pretty easy. One piece of charcoal. Oops. 9 for that, right? Or 8. One more. Redstone. Iron. Diamond. And coal. I went ahead and made just a regular crafting table too. I don't remember if I did that on camera or not, but something I can shift click into. So these are some dusts that we get from Project E. They're just a crafting component for the most part. You can make some bags out of them and these chests and, you know, a few other nifty things. So let's go ahead and make sure that our table knows how to make them all. And we'll save one of each so that we can make our alchemical chest. So we just need 1 diamond, 2 stone, 2 iron, and a chest. And here we have it, an alchemical chest. Let's teach our table how to make it. We'll be able to make some other nifty things with this alchemical chest in Project E in a little bit, but for right now, we've at least got something to store our extra items in. And we'll do item storage over here. We actually won't be storing too many items, because most of the stuff we need is EMC based. And we can actually put this up with our siftable stuff. And the rest of these things can come over here into our alchemical chest. And have I taught this how to make resonators yet? And actually, let's Get obsidian. Oh, crazy. I never taught it how to make obsidian. Really? Wow. Alright, so let's just make a quick piece of obsidian. There we go, all better. Philosopher's Stone in the middle. And we'll just make another transmutation table to take over with us. Eventually we can make a portable version of this, and that's going to be awesome. Before I forget, make sure he can make a resonator. And for now, I think we'll just put our transmutation table right there. Why not? Looks good. And we'll put our one and only resonator right there. And now it's time that we start making that mining upgrade that I was talking about earlier. Oops. Here we go, upgrade mining. It allows mining cobblestone and pumping water. We'll just need a golden pickaxe and an upgrade base, which is a weighted pressure plate in a resonator. I don't think we quite have the EMC to make all of this, so we can at least get the pressure plate going. Teach that to our table because we will be making a ton of these. Let's run back over here. Let's go ahead and pull the EMC out of this guy, and we're going to pick him up, get our glowstone, and we're just going to move it to a more permanent location. Seems to me there was something else I wanted to grab from over here. No idea. And we'll do EMC generation with, we'll eventually be making EMC flowers, is what I call them. Just great big things that produce tons and tons of EMC. So 3 of these. 5 of these, 2 sticks. Upgrade base. So the upgrade base, pretty simple. Just take a gold pickaxe and craft it together with this upgrade base, and now we can make a thing that'll mine for us. Just need 1 of these. And that should be cool. So we'll come over here and we'll put down our EMC guy. And I had a stack of charcoal. I must have burnt it up though, because I don't see it anywhere. So we'll grab us a stack of charcoal, throw it in our energy collector, and go to town. Alright, the other thing we're going to need is something to put the cobblestone in. And I like to use the compacting drawer from the storage drawers mod so that it'll automatically compress it down to the higher cobblestone version and you don't have to carry quite so much to your table. So we're going to need 2 pistons, a storage drawer, some stone, and an iron ingot. The drawer we'll do first because I haven't taught this how to make it yet. So we'll need a chest. 6 planks. We're also going to need 3 planks to make a piston. It's 2 iron for this thing, right? Yes. No, just 1. So 1 there, 1 there. We'll make the piston first, why not? And storage drawers, just some logs with chest. Teach both of these to our transmutation table. Get another piston. And we should be good to craft this now. There we go, 1 compacting drawer. Let's teach that to our table so we can make more in the future. Grab a quick snooze and go set up our cobble gen. Maybe grab a quick snooze. There we go. If we stick a item transfer node on a cobblestone that has lava on one side and water on another, and add this mining upgrade to it, maybe it needs somewhere to put it first. Oh, and I forgot. We can get one out of here. A transfer pipe to hook them up. Not exactly sure why this isn't working. Does it maybe need to be a source block of water? I usually don't try and do this off of my cobble generator, so I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're making cobblestone now. If we shift click this with an empty hand, you'll see, yep, we're up to 20 cobblestone. This will just run passively for us. No need to worry about it. Cobblestone might only be worth 1 EMC each, but once you're making 8 million of them at a time, it sure does add up. I don't think we need the stone hammer anymore. We don't really need those guys anymore. There we go. More hotbar room. And I think that's going to do it for us today, folks. If you like this episode, please remember to like the video down there at the bottom and also subscribe if you haven't already to make sure you see when I release new videos. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day. See you next time.